Okay, welcome everybody. It's Tuesday at 3:50. Welcome to the T350 show. I'm Jim from Bowden Tactical. Let me reload my page here real quick. Oh, yep, there it is. It popped up automatically. Okay.
Sound check is good.
Sound check is good. All right. Now I can see if anybody comments. So, again, welcome. Glad to see everybody here this week. We got people taking pictures outside the... Okay. So we're going to let the audience build for a little bit, and I want to show off a little something. So we've been talking about this MP5 looking handguard for a couple weeks. We finally got the first couple of them back from anodizing today. We got the 5-inch and the 4 1/4 inch. The 3 1/2 inch are still out at anodizing. Probably due back next week. But I posted a little teaser pic earlier, you know, and that is just really a sexy looking item there. Give you that MP5 sloped contour handguard look without the $2,500 H&K price, you know, and it's a nice tight little package, kind of a little bit Uzi-esque, you know. And I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to get it out in the marketplace. I believe next week we're going to have pre-sale sign up, and the launch is going to be July 14th. We're going to have these on the market and ready to sell July 14th. Comes with all the hardware, comes with its own barrel nut, and I can't show you all the particulars of it, but I want to show you, because we are in the middle of getting a patent for this. So you can see the two bolts, right? There's no way to get away from that. You have to get the two bolts to hold the thing. But if you look at the other side, you don't see anything, right? There's nothing there, right? So how did we do that? Well, I can't tell you, because that's the part that's in patent. The attorneys are working on the patent right now. But I will tell you, it's steel on steel. So it's not going to strip out aluminum threads, and it's completely hidden. It's rock solid. It's not going to rotate, and it's not going to slide forward. So it has everything you would want in a handguard, and no timing, and you don't see anything from the opposite side. I wish there was a way to hide the bolt heads. Unfortunately, there's just no way to get around that. So, but again, just a nice, sleek, sexy little package. I'm really digging this. Makes me want to build a 9mm AR. As if I need a reason to build another AR. So, yeah, Keenan, thanks. Yeah, it's sweet. We like it. Yeah. Sean Hudson, thank you. Yeah, we're really excited about it, man. You know, it's $2,500-ish, $1,600 to $2,500 for a MP5, and you know, for under $100, you're going to be able to get, and down, you're going to be able to get that look and make your AR pistol look like an MP5. And we're really jazzed about that. So last week on our show, we talked about slings. You can see my sling is still attached to my pistol here, and Keenan Lord, he won the sticker package last week for his submission of his Faro Concepts Slingster 2-point sling. That's a mouthful. Holy mackerel. So appreciate that. This week we're doing lowers. We're going to talk about AR lowers and for your builds. And we've got a lot of good submissions going on there. There's a lot of good conversation around the lowers that everybody likes. And a lot of good pictures, so we'll have another winner next week for a chance to win that sticker package. And like I said, this week we're talking about lowers. Real quick before we get into that, so we talked about this last week for Father's Day. We were going to give away this burnt bronze handguard. 10-inch, perfect for a 10.5-inch or 12.5 12-inch pistol, whatever you want to. It'll even work on a carbine length rifle system. It will cover the gas system on a carbine length. It won't cover the gas system, I don't believe, 9. Yeah, it might cover even on a mid-length, but I know it won't cover a rifle. So we're going to go ahead and do that drawing. So we had a little bit of a flurry of activity this afternoon when we posted the final sign-ups. And so I have a sheet here that has 27 names on it. Everybody's given a number 1 through 27 of everybody who shared, commented, liked, and did what they were supposed to do on the post. Appreciate all the pictures of your pictures with your dads or some memory of your dad in honor of Dad's Day. I posted a picture of me and my dad with a couple of deer we harvested about 25 years ago at his place up in Pennsylvania. And just great seeing all the pictures with your guys' dads. And so we're going to do a random number generator here. Let me pull it up on my phone. And we got 27 people. I'm going to plug in 27, and we're going to generate a winner. And we got number 25, Abraham Lopez. There you go. You can see number 25 there, right? And number 25 on my list is Abraham Lopez. So Abraham Lopez, if you're watching, give us a shout out in the messages. And give us your address and where we can send this handguard to, and we'll get that shipped out to you. So appreciate everybody interacting with that and doing the like, comment, and share thing on that. Always helps us get the message out of what we're trying to do. So this week we're talking about lowers. Obviously we have some rifle build kits that we sell online, pistol as well as rifle, and we don't sell the lowers. You have to buy your own lower. You have to go to the gun store or wherever that sells lowers, a licensed FFL dealer. Or you can make your own lower out of an 80% lower. But you go get your background check, you do your thing at the gun store, and you get your lower, and then you can get a kit from us and you can build a rifle that looks just like this. Or you can build a pistol that'll look somewhat like this. This is the 9mm version. We sell the 5.56 version, but some things. A lot of guys use lowers that are, Anderson, Arrow are very popular brand names in the mil-spec. I'm losing my words at the mil-spec category. Those are forged lowers. There's a little bit of sometimes there's confusion with some guys that are new and don't really understand the difference between forged and billet. So forged is just what it says. It's pounded out of aluminum. There's it's hammer forged, right? It's pounded. The shape is pounded out. A piece of billet is a chunk of aluminum, and the lower is completely machined out of that chunk of aluminum, where this lower, the forged lower, is pretty much shaped, and there's a little bit of machining that has to be done to it to finish it. Most of the outside is as forged. What you see from the forging is what you get right here. So some guys think, billet's stronger. Billet's got to be stronger because it's a solid piece of aluminum. That's not necessarily true. So, and I'll explain real quick why that's true. So when you make a piece of billet aluminum, they roll the material in the foundry. They roll that material out. And the materials is formed and rolled all in one direction. So the grain structure of that material is all in one direction. And when you forge a piece of aluminum into a shape, you're taking a piece of hot aluminum, you're laying it in a forge, and then they pound it. And this material moves, and it conforms, and it moves into the different places, and this material wraps in, and it goes up here, and it moves around. And what that does is it misaligns the grain structure, so that the grain structure of this billet lower is going to be all in the same direction. Even after I'm done machining that, the grain structure is still going to be all in one direction. With a forged lower, the grain structure is in many different directions. So it is technically, it's actually stronger. It's not even technically, it is actually stronger. And what you've done then at the same time by forging is you've compressed that material and you've made it denser, thereby making it stronger. So just a little physics fact, a metallurgy fact, that a forged lower is actually stronger than a billet. For, you know, we're not building cannons here, so you're never going to notice the difference forged to billet, except in the cost and the functionality of certain things on the lower. So this is an Anderson lower on this pistol. Okay, so that lower you can pick up, well, you could pick it up a couple of months ago for under $50, sometimes even under $40. My camera guy will get a good view of this here for us. So that's a forged lower. Decent magwell. You know, they make a decent magwell flare on here. I've got a Wyndham Weaponry lower here, and you can see the magwell flare is very light. And it's a good lower. It's a great lower. You know, Wyndham makes good stuff. I will, in all honesty, I will tell you, I've built, I don't know, built or helped build several dozen guns out of all these different, you know, Arrow, Anderson, different lowers. And I did have one issue one time with an Anderson lower. It was a small issue. The detent pocket at the back of where the buffer tube goes in, the detent pocket was not milled deep enough. And when I tried to depress the pin all the way and screw the buffer tube in, I couldn't get the pin down all the way. And I checked to make sure that the pin was in spec, and I checked to make sure that the spring was in spec. So I deduced that it had to be that the spring pocket wasn't quite deep enough. So what I did was I took the spring and the detent pin, I went out to the bench grinder, and I ground a ring or two off of the spring and a little bit off the bottom of the pin itself. And I'm not 100% sure that that's not this lower right here. And that lower is still running today. It runs perfectly fine. It was an easy fix, but it was technically out of spec. So that is the only issue I've ever had in all the guns that I've built, though. So this is my 350 Legend. This is a complete billet set from Iron City Rifle Works. Quite a bit more expensive than a forged set. There's a lot more machining that goes into this, obviously being machined out of a solid block of material. But I was looking for lightweight and style, okay? And that's why I went with this. You know, there's $50 in today's market for a forged Anderson, $70, $80 in today's market for an Arrow. You know, you can go up BCM, different companies, spend $100 on a lower. This unit here, the upper and lower together, were like $475. So there is quite a bit of cost difference with this. But the weight savings versus the forged set was pretty significant, several ounces. And not that I need it because this is my deer hunting gun, but I'll show you what you get. Oop, I'm about to see this flared magwell. See how radically flared that is? Okay, right? You take a gun that doesn't have a magwell that's flared very well, and you go to do a rapid transition, and you know it can get stuck on it right before you try to get that in there. If you're trying to do drills, and it can be a little cumbersome sometimes to get a magazine in there. So if you're doing time drills, you're doing 3-gun competition, you got to swap out fast. Time is everything. These flared magwells, you know, even you come in from an angle and rotate this thing up, it, you know, no matter where you come in, the flare actually helps guide you in a lot quicker than even if you're struggling. it still automatically centers itself up and finds its home. And that's what that extra big flare on the mag well is all about, is helping you transition that magazine in quickly to get back to shooting. So, choosing a lower for your build is all about what you want to do with it. Are you looking for rugged functionality? Then you're going to want to go with a forged lower is just perfectly fine for you. If you're looking for the lightweight savings or the weight savings, and you're doing 3-gun, you're doing competition, then something like that forged set or that billet set is going to be something you're going to want to look at. Most guys building their first AR, and that's who we're really geared to help here, they're going to go with this forged set, and they're going to run it and shoot it and see what they like and don't like. And then as you get into it, you're going to step up and say, okay, now my next one, I want to spend a little more. I want something a little nicer. Do they all go bang? Do they all hit what they're supposed to hit? Yeah, they do. After you get to a certain point, it all becomes about style and preference. And, again, if you're in the competition world, some of that stuff can start to make a difference. But for the average guy going to the range, doing a little bit of hunting, this $50 to $80 forged lower is going to be everything you need to finish building your rifle out of any kind of kit, whether it be ours or somebody else's. So when if you got any other questions, feel free to post them up on our Facebook page where we're talking about lowers. I'll be glad to answer any other questions you might have. What's that? Oh, we got some questions going on here. So who won? Sean Hudson. Abraham Lopez, number 25, won the contest. We got more new comments here. Okay, let's see what we got. DPMS lower. Caleb, how you doing, bud? Good to see you again. Always in here every week. Okay. Sean Hudson, thanks. That's what we're here for, the new guys. That's what we're all about. BYOAR, build your own AR, and we're here to help. New guys have a lot of questions and a lot of, concerns. Can I do this? Can I build my own gun? Will it go bang? And my first one several years ago, I was like, yeah, can I do this? Is this really going to go bang? And I got it all, I went through half a dozen different sites and different places and asking questions, and I got it all put together, and I took it out in the woods, and it actually went bang, and it went bang multiple times, and it did everything I was supposed to do, so I was like a little kid in a candy store after that. It's an addiction. It really is. Once you build one, you're going to build another, I promise you. We don't have anything from Odin Works, and Caleb, you have to get that pistol. Oh, the handguard for the pistol. Yeah, that's a really nice item. We're really excited about that, and we have a feeling that's going to be well received in the marketplace because there's just not anything else out there like that. So that's lowers. We got July 11th and 12th. If there are some of you here from the Cleveland area on this page, we are going to be at the Berea Gun Show out by the airport. We're going to be there as BYOAR. We're going to have some build kits. We're going to have parts for sale. And we're going to be doing some live build-alongs in person out there at the gun show, showing guys how to build their own AR. Hopefully someone will buy a kit from us and go out and find a lower there at the show, and they'll come back over, and we're going to walk them through building that and show you guys just how easy that can be. We'll take some video of that and take some pictures and make sure we get that up online. July 16th, the week after that, is our first... Hi, Cassie. How you doing, honey? Love you. My daughter just checked in. So July 16th, we're going to do our first Zoom build-along. We did a little trial run here a couple weeks ago. I was in here building a gun while the camera was on me, and we had 4 people up here on the screen, and I was, talking them through step by step what they needed to do to build their gun from a kit. and it worked out really well. It took a little while. We were learning it. They were learning it. We learned a few things that we can do to make things easier for the new guy building his own AR. And we're going to implement some of that with the kits and let me scroll back down here to my feed and keep up on what's going on here. And we're going to make that easier for you guys, labeling the parts and making sure. And there'll be some prep videos that'll come beforehand so you'll understand what we're talking about when we talk about certain things. If you've never built your own AR, sometimes I've been doing this so long and there's a certain language that we speak, you know, and making sure that you understand what that language is before you get started. It'll make that whole process go a little easier. So we're really looking forward to that. July 16th, Zoom Build Along. If you're part of the AR Architect group, you're going to be able to watch along for free. You won't have to pay anything. We'll give you a code. You can log in and you can watch along. You won't be able to interact with us on that like the participants will who are building their own gun, but you'll be able to at least watch along with that. So if you're not in the AR Architect group, get in the AR Architect group and get that code to watch the Zoom Build Along on July 16th. That'll be in the evening after everybody gets off work, except for you guys out on the West Coast, unfortunately. Yeah, some of you might still be at work when that starts to happen. This week's special on our BYOAR.com is $10 off our parametric trigger. That puts the price at $119.50, right? Right, $119.50 for a very nice drop-in trigger. We've been testing the snot out of these things here. We ran one through 40,000 cycles, and in that 40,000 cycles, we had to replace one hammer spring about halfway through. We ran a total of 80,000 cycles through 4 triggers, and we had to replace 2 hammer springs out of those 4. So we're real happy with the performance, and we're real happy with the durability and the functionality of that. And we're so happy with it, in fact, that we're going to offer a lifetime warranty on that parametric trigger. If you buy one and it ever breaks, it ever not functions, anything, you send it back to us. We'll either repair it or replace it. No questions asked. So that's how confident we are in that product that we've built. So don't forget, get your lower pictures or comments in on this week's thread for a chance at next week's sticker pack. And so last week I shared a live feed from a thing called Gun Stuff TV. This is an event that happens every Thursday at 2 o'clock. Guys down in Cincinnati, and they have a half an hour live show that streams on, Hulu and Vudu and Roku and all these different services, Facebook, a bunch of different places. And we're going to be the featured guest on the 2 o'clock show this Thursday. So if you go check out Gun Stuff TV on YouTube, check them out on Facebook and like them on Facebook. You'll get a notification when that's going live Tuesday at 2 o'clock, so you can check us out. I think that's all I've got for this week. So we'll see you next week. And next week we're going to talk about targets. I know I said that last week, and I got my dates all mixed up. And when our marketing team put out this week's thing about lowers, I was like, wait a minute. And I had to go back and look at my schedule, and sure enough, I had screwed it up. I had made a mistake and thought targets was this week, but it was lowers this week. We're going to talk about targets next week. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Remember, you don't have to be an expert to build your own AR, to maintain it or upgrade it. We're here to help you do that. Thanks, guys and gals.